Hey there. It's been a minute since I made a video, not quite as long as the last gap, but it's been a little while, and I had said that I was going to do more, so I really am going to, I promise. I did want to show you guys something fun that I got. So this comes from Harper & May Clay Company on Etsy. I had ordered some cutters from her, and I loved them. I fell in love with them. And then I messaged her and I said, can you make these sizes and these shapes and da-da-da? So she went ham on me. So I got all these squares in a million different sizes, rounds and florals in all different sizes. And I'm going to show you, number one, how they work, and then you guys are going to want these because they're so good. I'm going to show you how they work, and then I'm going to make, I'm going to do the flower ones, if you guys can see these. The flower ones, and then I'm going to make bead caps with them. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So I have my guide. I'm doing the 0.7 millimeter. Because for me, that just, I like that size for the thickness for bead caps. Let me get my clay. And I'm just going to use this little piece. If I wanted to make, what is this? 7. Obviously I'd make a piece big enough so I could do all 7 at one time, but I think I'm only going to make 2 for some earrings. So I just press it into here. I don't like how that one turned out. I have another package. The other half of the package, I should say. So I will just combine. Kind of refreshes it when you do this. It makes it nice again. I don't know if you guys knew this, but these acrylics with the grid, if you press anything with the grid side down, you get the grid on whatever you're pressing. I learned that kind of the hard way. I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know that that happened. Just a little mental note for you there. Okay. I won't use that little part. So I'm just going to do it for 2. You can put a release on there. Actually, I'm going to. You can use talc or something like that. Also, these work really well though. They go in clean, come out clean. And then you'll see that it's going to give you your guide for your hole, which is one of the things that I love. Perfect. See how perfect they come out? And then you have your little guide for your hole. There, like perfectly in the center. I'm just obsessed with these. And I was searching for something totally different when I found them. And then I found them, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I have to have those. And they're just really well made too. So I'm going to put a link to her Etsy. So you guys can go check her out. She's got a bunch of other stuff too. A bunch of other clay tools and, you know, for polymer, for silver clay. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to throw these in the toaster oven. I put them on like 230 degrees for about 20 minutes so that they are completely dry. If you've seen any of my other videos with silver clay, you'll know that I also will use a heat gun, but I'm going to do it this way today because I want to get them really dried out and nice. So I will be back when they are dry. Okay, I'm back. These are dry and nice and hard. And I'm going to go ahead and do the holes. I just use a little pin vise. And since there's a lovely guide, makes it helpful. I don't think it's supposed to be just a guide. I think that if you made thicker pieces and you pressed in, it would probably go ahead and do the whole thing, but it might just be a guide. Regardless, it's extremely handy because for some reason, every time I go in blind, like I just cut out circles or whatever, and then I go and mark for my hole, it is never centered. So it's just really handy to have that. So I'm just taking I just use my little nail buffer thing, and I'm just going through and getting all the little edges, you know, making it nice and smooth. You don't have to go too hard on these because there's just not much that you have to do for cleanup, which makes it really nice. And another reason I like using this is because you can go down both sides at one time. All right, I have to get my magnifier out just to make sure everything is good. Oh, nope. Okay, so it's nice and smooth all the way around. I think you can see it. And then I'll do the other one, but I'm going to pause for the other one because you probably don't want to watch that again. Okay, so those are done. I am going to kiln fire these. I just feel like when I kiln fire for bead caps, they just turn out much nicer. So I'm going to go ahead and kiln fire these. I have my little stainless steel mesh. I'll put those on. I have some other pieces here that I want to kiln fire as well. That's a moon, not Pac-Man. They're just some charms and a little bead. So, all right, so I'm going to put these in the kiln. You can also torch fire. I think I've shown you guys that. But to kiln fire, you do it at 1380 degrees for 15 minutes. And I usually start it in a cold kiln, so it's going to have to ramp up and then stay for 15 minutes, and then I can remove them. So it's going to seem very fast for you because I'll be back and they'll be done. But it will be about 2 hours for me. So I'll see you soon. Okay, I am done. And I'll show you guys everything I made because why not? My little kind of signature is polka dots, I guess, and hearts. But I did make this little moon because I thought it was cute. And I do sell these charms on, I made this one too. This one turned out kind of cool. Oh, can you see it? There we go. But I do sell these. I'm trying to get the dots so you can see them. On my website if you guys are interested. But these are the Star Attraction, the little, and I still have, but anyway, these are the little flowers. This is how they turned out, and I'm going to make them into bead caps. When they come out of the kiln, I just dump them in some water, and then you can use a brass brush to get all there's like a white coating on them. I use the brass Dremel brush because it's just easier. And then, yeah, so let's see. I'm going to use my dapping block here, and I'm going to start with this size, I think. I like to start a little bit bigger than what I'm actually going to be doing. And I totally forgot a hammer, so I'm going to put you on hold. Hold on 1 second. Okay, got my hammer. But I like to start on the bigger ones and then work my way smaller just so I can see how much of a curve I'm going to want. So you just dap it like you would regularly. I'm going to do this size. See, that's not much of a curve, so I'm going to go smaller. I'm going to go smaller than that. Let's see. I'll do in here. And I think I'm even going to go smaller still. That's not really as small as I want. I'm going to use a smaller dabber, I think. I'll do this one. So it really gets down in there. And we're getting closer. I still want it smaller though. And then with the next one, when I know which size I used, I'll just go straight in with that one. And I think I like that. You guys can see that. It's a nice little bowl. I'm going to have to go back in and clean that out, but it makes a really nice little, let's see, I have some beads sitting here. Slide. This is a large hole bead, so it's not going to work too good. Actually, I don't even like that. Let's see. See? Nice little cap for it. Can you guys see that? There we go. So it makes a nice little bead cap. And then you can also pattern this with some texture or anything like that you want. The girl Jess for the cutters, I just talked to her while my things were baking, and she has agreed to do a 35% off for the cutters. She's amazing. They ship really fast, and as you saw, they're super cute cutters. She might not have all of the sizes or shapes, but she can definitely make them. And like I said, she's offering my viewers 35% off with the code. It's Tracy35 is the code. I will put it in the comments or in the description. And thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions, leave them. It might take a day or two for me to answer, but I'll definitely answer. Have a great day. Bye.